Are you tired of predictable plot twists and betrayals that you can see coming a mile away? Well, get ready for a list of most brutal and unexpected betrayals in anime, from allies turning to their friends to cute sidekicks with sinister motives. This list has it all. You will be on the edge of your seat as we recount the top 10 most shocking betrayals in anime. And if you want more great content like this, then don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now let's dive into the world of anime betrayals.
はてどこかで見たことがあるようなないような
Starting off our list with the betrayal of Strizo from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Strizo starts out as an ally of Jonathan Joestar's against Dio Brando in the first part of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. While not as close to Jonathan as Zeppeli or Speedwagon, Strizo proves to be a handy ally, as he is also a master of Hamon, an ability needed to defeat vampires. However, when Strizo reappears in part 2, it is revealed that he was terrified of growing older and, in a desperate attempt to maintain his youth, donned the stone mask just like Dio. He then targets anyone who knew about the mask, which means the surviving members of the Joestar family. Over 50 years between the part 1 and part 2, Strizo had plenty of time to turn to villainy. His only concern is protecting himself, even if it means killing his deceased friend's wife and grandson to do it. On the 9th number, the character is Albert Maverick from the Tiger and Bunny. In Tiger and Bunny, Barnaby or Bunny is mentored by a man named as Albert Maverick, the top executive behind Hero TV Concept, who essentially raised him from the time after his parents died. At the end of first season, however, it is revealed that Maverick was behind the death of Barnaby's parents, as they had discovered evidence of crime he has faked to build his hero's reputation. Maverick had been behind every major incident in the series and had been using Barnaby his entire life just for the sake of amassing power and money. In terms of scale, there are few betrayals that can match Maverick's, as he essentially worked against everything he publicly professed to believe.
さやかちゃんのためならいいよ。私魔法少女に。
On the 8th number, the character is Cuba from Madoka Magica. Cuba starts out the Madoka Magica series looking like a typical cute magical girl sidekick character, like Luna from Sailor Moon or Kero from Cardcaptor Sakura. Fans might get suspicious, however, when Homura destroyed Cuba and he came back fine. But Cuba hadn't really done anything that merits the kind of response from the viewer's perspective. Eventually, it is revealed that Cuba is a member of species that hopes to prevent the heat death of the universe by increasing entropy through the creation of magical girls, who inevitably fall and become witches. By making contract with these girls, Cuba is effectively signing their death warrants. And worst of all, Cuba doesn't even feel bad about it, since it is ultimately for a greater good.
気づかなかったね。最後まで。
On the next number, the character is Kaeda Kayano from Assassination's Classroom. Kayano is one of the most prominent students in Assassination Classroom and even a love interest for the protagonist Nagisa. Yet all that time, she was actually plotting a massive betrayal using a fake name and persona, intending on claiming the life of Koro-sensei, whom she believes to be her sister's killer. She even went so far as to have tentacles like him implanted into her, so she would be able to fight on that incredible level. Her true identity was Akari Yukimura, an incredibly talented actress and the sister of Koro-sensei's beloved Aguri. Her betrayal hit Class E very hard, especially since her entire identity was synthesized. But unlike most of the characters on this list, she eventually came around when it became apparent that Koro-sensei was not the one who had killed Aguri.
よく来た、石田瓜生。さあ、共に戦おう。我が息子よ。
On the 6th number, the character is Uryu Ishida from Bleach. In Bleach, the Thousand-Year Blood War episode 13's post-credit sequence, Uryu's betrayal was a fairly fresh and shocking revelation for the anime-only fans. Throughout the revival of Bleach, Uryu was torn between deciding whether to continue associating with Ichigo or to side with Yacht and the Quincy after discovering that he was not the last of the Quincy. However, in the post-credit scene, his decision is finally revealed, and he chose to betray Ichigo's trust and side with the Quincy, who are his people even if he has never known them. To make matters worse, the Soul Reapers, who are Ichigo's comrades, have been trying to kill the Quincy. Although Uryu had every single reason in the world to betray Ichigo, they are still friends. While Ichigo's reaction to Uryu's betrayal has yet to be seen by anime fans, a preview for the second part teases Ichigo's shock and disbelief. Manga fans already know how Uryu's betrayal will play out. On the fifth number, the betrayal is of Reiner, Annie and Bertolt. Betrayal is rife in Attack on Titan, coming from every angle. Reiner, Annie and Bertolt's betrayal is one of the first and the biggest. It was revealed that the three titans that has been attacking the city and killing members of the Survey Corps were, in fact, the human forms of Reiner, Annie and Bertolt. All three were well liked, but their betrayal was inevitable, as they had been sent into the city as spies for the outside and to join the Survey Corps. The betrayal of Reiner, Annie and Bertolt arguably kickstarts the major plot point of Attack on Titan, revealing other Titan shifters as well as the existence of other humans beyond the walls. Unfortunately for them, there was no other way for their betrayal to play out. The fourth number is taken by the government from the Ghost in the Shell. In Ghost in the Shell, standalone complex, the entirety of Section 9 is betrayed when the corrupt forces in the government frame them for a variety of heinous crimes. This betrayal was different because it was not individual's betrayal, unless one wants to hang responsibility on Aramaki, who had no choice in that matter. Section 9's hideout is raided and the team is scattered to the wind, each on their own with the only order to survive. They were targeted for trying to reveal the corruption of the Secretary General, and while laying low, they disseminated the information of his corruption to those who could act on it. This nearly ended with Major's death, yet in the end, everyone went back to working for Section 9 in the government, just like before.
I'm Wolfwood. At your service.
On the third number, the character is Wolfwood from Trigun. Wolfwood's status as a traitor has already been revealed in the Trigun Stampede. However, it was a pivotal twist in the original Trigun anime from 1998. Late in the series, it was revealed that Wolfwood has been a member of Trigun's Gung Ho Guns all this time, and his assignment was simply to keep Vash alive while watching him suffer events that Knife hoped would turn him against humanity. Wolfwood was finally given the order to kill Vash, and it even escalated to a fight, but Wolfwood ultimately saved Vash's life. Wolfwood was fatally wounded by his former mentor and died tragically after finally embracing Vash's non-violent philosophy.
やあ、できたよ。完成品だ。
On the second number, the character is Sho Tucker from Full Metal Alchemist. Sho Tucker is one of the most reviled characters in the anime, and it's not hard to see why. Introduced early in the Full Metal Alchemist, Tucker and his daughter Nina and their dog Alexander seem like an idyllic if somewhat quirky family. However, it soon revealed that Tucker had committed unspeakable acts in the name of science, using his own family members as a part of his twisted experiments to create a chimera that could speak. The scene is shocking and horrifying, made all the worse by the fact that Tucker had been presented as a harmless character up until that point. It's no wonder that fans wants to see this character suffer for his crimes. And finally, on the first number, the character is Kaworu Nagisa from Evangelion. Kaworu Nagisa's betrayal is one of the most poignant moments in all of Evangelion. The viewers may have suspected that he wasn't all he seemed to be. His sudden turn against Shinji is still devastating. The two had formed a connection that seemed to transcend their respective roles, and Kaworu's genuine feelings for Shinji only makes his betrayal all the more tragic. In the end, however, Kaworu had no choice but to carry out his mission, making his ultimate sacrifice for one of the most heart-wrenching moments in the entire series. Thank you for watching our video on the top 10 biggest anime betrayals no one saw coming. We hope you enjoyed the surprises and shocks that these betrayals brought to the anime world. But the surprises don't stop here. We have even more exciting content for you to explore. If you're a fan of anime set in exotic locations, don't miss out on our video on the top 9 anime set in a jungle. You will discover new anime series that will take you on a wild adventure. And for those of you who love Death Note and its genius detective L, be sure to check out our video on how to think like L. learn his strategies and tactics, and become a mastermind like the greatest detective in anime history. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Sayonara.